Ladies and gentlemen, Trump will be arrested. He'll probably be arrested or indicted and arrested by the time you watch this. I will have a live stream at 11 a.m. Pacific time. The link will be below. Be here for the live stream. They're going to indict him on the most absurd, ridiculous, ludicrous charge. The FEC did not view it as a campaign finance violation. It happened in 2016, so you're looking at 7 years ago now, 6 to 7 years. The FEC did not view it as a campaign finance violation. The FEC did fine the DNC and the Clinton campaign for purchasing the Steele dossier with campaign funds. They should have fined the DNC for saying it was a fair and neutral primary and siding with Clinton over Bernie Sanders. And we know about that from the DNC emails, just like we know about Hunter's litany of crimes from his laptop emails that the New York Post published, but was, of course, censored and suspended for a moment 2 years ago when we needed to know this information. Now, Joe, Hunter, Hillary Clinton have all committed crimes far more serious. We know that Joe lied about his business entanglement or relationships with Hunter. He lied. He could have just said, yeah, I work with Hunter, but he didn't. And now we know from the New York Post's reporting that Joe was intimately involved in 150 banking transactions that were investigated by the financial institutions. Trump has none of this. The payment to Stormy was legal. The hush money was a confidentiality agreement. They sensationalize everything. And it happens all the time. You can have a confidentiality agreement. In business, it's signed all the time for meetings, for proprietary knowledge. I mean, when you don't want an industry or your competitors knowing, the kind of consulting agreement or business relationship that you have, you sign a confidentiality agreement. It's Apple, computers, and Microsoft, they all do it. All of Silicon Valley. The same Silicon Valley that has a bank now being bailed out. They sign confidentiality agreements all the time. And so, hit subscribe to this channel. We're going to talk about tomorrow is an historic day for the wrong reasons. I mean, people are going to laugh and they're going to try to say that, I'm going to enjoy the tears of Trump supporters. I support former President Trump. I'm going to vote for him in 2024. I'm not going to cry. If anything, it's just further confirmation he's going to easily win the GOP nomination. There's nobody that's going to come close. DeSantis is ruining his chances. Well, he never had a chance, but, today he said something stupid. I like DeSantis, too. But there's nobody close in the GOP. There's nobody close nationally. Biden is not even admired by his own political party. He's done nothing but run the country into the ground economically. There's a bank run going on. This is all political. We know that this is not about Trump committing a crime. They pretend it's about Trump committing a crime, and we'll talk about this tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. The link will be below in the pinned comment. Be here. There will be a lot of live streams tomorrow, but be here. Just, make time for H.A. Goodman on YouTube. Be here if you enjoy my work, and you can watch all the other live streams as well. But I will have a live stream at 11 a.m. And so by the time you watch this, he probably already will have been indicted or arrested in New York. And not exactly sure how it's going to go down, whether it's going to be via Zoom or what exactly is going to happen. Is he going to go there? We don't know. The Secret Service is going to block the actual handcuffs. They're not going to allow that. But he'll be fingerprinted. There'll be a mugshot and all of that. And that mugshot will be everywhere. People will wear shirts. It'll very likely be, he should make it part of his campaign because they're turning him into a martyr. So right now he defeats Biden. He'll defeat Biden by a wider margin after the indictment and arrest. Because everyone knows that they're going after him for political reasons. We don't do this. Well, we haven't done this in the country since President Obama left the White House and went after Trump, accusing him with intel chiefs that worked for President Obama, so an outgoing Democratic Party administration, accused Trump of things he never did, based on a hunch, while at the same time saying that Clinton's servers, it would be very interesting how, if one of the columnists at the Washington Post could explain how those servers transferred top secret and special access program intelligence, moved classified data from secure government locations onto servers outside of the country. Not one Washington Post or Times or New Yorker or Atlantic columnist can explain that. Okay, and I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. I pray to God that happens for a number of reasons. We need to relive 2016 because we're still stuck in it. Democrats in New York went after Trump because the economy stinks, foreign policy is a catastrophe, we're 90 seconds to midnight according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. We'll talk about all of this tomorrow. And Democrats and wonderful morally superior liberals will be touching themselves in ecstasy. But for what? You've done nothing. You think that this is going to knock out Trump? You would have voted for Clinton just like everyone else supporting Trump's going to vote for him. If Clinton was indicted by Attorney General Loretta Lynch, which is what should have happened, okay, unless there was a tacit agreement or approval with President Obama, which there might have been, which is illegal, by the way. So maybe the Clintons have something on everybody in terms of being allowed to have servers that siphoned top secret data outside the U.S. government. But you have Hunter, and the kickbacks are not the only crimes in Hunter's laptop. So everyone sees what's going on. The average crime in Hunter's laptop is infinitely more important than a potential campaign finance violation that the FEC didn't even want to look at. So, yeah, there are people above the law. They're called high-level Democrats. We know this. But again, do not protest. Okay, I keep saying, do not protest. Do not do anything but vote in 24. That's the only thing you could do. Okay, Trump Republicans cannot exercise the First Amendment in the same manner as Democrats. Don't do that. Yeah, there's a double standard. Hopefully Trump regains the Oval Office. Because there are bank runs now, inflation's through the roof, real wages are down, but these are all the things that, look, I love 80s movies. The cool kids in the 80s movie that are trying to go after a person for being different, that's the Democratic Party. Trump is actually the hero in an 80s movie. Like the teenager that is kind of like, in this case, he might be somebody that, has an abrasive personality. There are a couple movies like that. There was one Nicolas Cage movie. What was that Nicolas Cage movie where it was in the 80s? Oh, what was it? Nicolas Cage 80s. Anyway, he's like that character Trump. Okay? And so you have Valley Girl. That's the movie. Okay, Trump reminds me of the character in Valley Girl. If you remember that movie, that's a great movie, by the way. But you have like the people who the students who are tormenting and the cool crowd. That's the Atlantic. The Never Trumpers. All former Twitter. They're all going after Trump. Loyalists in the U.S. government. I mean, you have brilliant people on the left convincing themselves, really intelligent, wonderful, brilliant atheists, and really brilliant and intelligent people who have convinced themselves that the United States government hasn't been leveled against one man, when in reality it has. Okay? There's a reason that the Atlantic and Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and the New York Times and the Washington Post and former Twitter and all of tech they just recently allowed Trump to speak on social media now. But there's a reason, though, that the Atlantic and the Rolling Stone and all of these publications say the same thing all the time about Trump, because if they didn't, Trump would run away with it. He's already defeating mashed potato brains in polls. Here's the thing. Trump is the Obi-Wan Kenobi of politics. Trump is the Obi-Wan Kenobi of politics. Anything you do to try to harm him, the opposite takes place. Give me your thoughts below. Be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. 11 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, everybody. Be here. Thank you.